Okay, I'm not sure where that last video cut off. My camera covers up the time, so I look and it says saving, and I don't know when it started saving. So let me just go over this one real quick. I don't know how far we got, but anything squared, like I said, is that times itself. Remember, you cannot just distribute the two. Look how many terms I got. And you're not going to get 4 terms just by distributing the two. So we have square root 3 plus square root 6 times square root 3 times square root 6 plus square root 6. Foiling, we get from f square root of 9, from outside square root 18, from inside square root 18, and from L last square root 36. And as I said earlier, usually with multiplying radicals, almost every term can be simplified, and in this case, every single one could. Square root of 9, that's 2 3s, so it comes out as a single 3. Square root of 36, that's 2 6s, so it comes out as a single 6. 18 is 9 times 2, so there were 2 3s that came out as a 3. And then same thing here, 2 3s under come out as a single. Then we went up here and we had 3 plus, so this turns into 3 square root 2, plus, this turns into 3 square root 2, plus 6. And then as the last step, we combine like terms. 6 plus 3 is 9. And then add the two radicals. 3 rad 2 plus 3 rad 2, 6 rad 2. And remember, don't add these together. They're not like terms. This would have to have a radical 2 behind it for us to add those. Just put in an x if you don't know for sure. Can you add 9 plus 6x? No. So you can't add these. So this would be a good time to shut off your video and practice a couple on your own before you look at the ones that I'm doing, because you learn a lot more from doing it yourself, making mistakes, finding out what your mistake was. So these two are just like A. So go ahead and try B and C. And we do have one of these on the front page of our test. Let's see, which one is it closest to? 9 minus 3 radical. Let's circle B as our test question. They're almost all identical, so I don't think it really matters as long as you study one or all 3 of those. But that is number 6 on the test. Okay, so turn off the camera, do those 2, and then turn it back on, and you can follow along with me. Check your work. So we have 2 terms squared because there's a minus. I cannot distribute it, so that means I need to write it out twice and FOIL. So 2 rad 7x minus 3 times 2 rad 7x minus 3. And remember, something squared is something times itself. So never change the sign and make one negative and one positive. That won't happen. Okay, we're ready to start our FOIL. So from first terms, we get these 2 factors times these 2 factors. So remember, we multiply the outer numbers, 4, then we multiply what's under the radical, 49x squared. From outer, we get negative 6 radical 7x. From inner, we get negative 6 radical 7x. And from L, we get positive 9. So like I said, don't stop now. You have like terms to combine. You have radicals to simplify. So here's my like terms. So those are going to go together. This is a perfect square. It's 2 7s. This is 2 x's. Remember, there's an imaginary times sign out there, so this is 4 times 7x. So 2 7s come out as a 7. 2 x's under a square root come out as an x. So no radical there. And then we get negative 12 rad 7x when we combine those middle terms. Negative 6 plus negative 6 is negative 12 plus 9. So our final answer, arrows all over the place, this will turn into 28x minus 12 square root 7x, and then our plus 9. No like terms there. Radical can't be simplified. We're done. So 28x minus 12 radical 7x plus 9. Hope you guys did good on that one. Okay, let's see C. So it looks like a very similar problem, doesn't it? Almost the same. So after you do both of these, you surely will have this mastered, I hope. So 2x radical 5 plus 7 times 2x radical 5 plus 7. So we write it twice and then FOIL. So outer times outer. 2x times 2x would be 4x squared times radical 25. So all of that is just your F of FOIL. So you multiply your outers and get 4x squared. You multiply what's under the radical, radical 25. So that is F. From outer, you get plus 14x radical 5. From inner, you get the same thing, plus 14x radical 5. And then from L, we simply get plus 49. Save the best for last. Okay, so now we have to go down the line, decide what needs to be combined, what needs to be simplified. So hopefully you recognize this needs to be simplified. That's 2 5s. So it comes out as a single 5. So it would be 4x squared times 5. So anytime there's no symbol there, remember we can assume that's multiplication. And then these two don't cancel. That's what a lot of people do wrong on the test. They cancel these. They're the same sign. They have to be opposite signs to cancel. So that would be plus 28x rad 5. And then the 49 is just 49. So this turns into what? 20x squared plus 28x radical 5 plus 49. So no more like terms. Radicals are simplified. We're done. So yeah, either one of those would be good. Any of those three. They're all just like the test. So just make sure you know that type. So now D starts a different type. Why is that? What kind of problem is D, E, F, and G? They're all the same kind. Same opposite signs. Same opposite signs. Same opposite signs. Same but opposite signs. So remember, those are called conjugates. And with conjugates, unlike the ones we just did, those middle terms will cancel out because they have opposite signs. When they have the same sign, they do not cancel. When they have opposite signs, they cancel. So let's see how we do here. So again, it's a FOIL problem. So we have square root 9. From outer, we have positive square root 6. From inner, we have negative square root 6. See how they're going to cancel there? So compare the two. Here they were the same sign, so we added them, kept the sign. When they're different signs, you go ding, ding, gone. And then last would be negative. A negative times a positive is negative square root 4. So we're one step away. Square root of 9 is 2 3s, so it comes out as a single 3. Square root of 4 is 2 2s, so it comes out as a single 2. And voila! My answer is just 1. And remember how we talked on page 1? Anytime you multiply conjugates, no radicals will be in the answer. Look at that. Look at the difference between multiplying when they're not conjugates and you get an ugly little answer. When you use conjugates, they're nice and easy. So this is another time I would turn off the video and I would do E, F, and G before I do them with you so that you can check and make sure you got a grip on these. Okay? Okay, for E, they're conjugates again, so I know when I do my FOIL, if I've done it correctly, those middle signs should cancel. So this one's a little bit busier than the last one. So we multiply the outer numbers, we get 4, multiply the radicals, radical 25. From outer, 2 times 1, and it's going to be positive because they're both plus. 2 times 1 is 2, and then radical 35. From the inner, we get negative 2 radical 35. There's our cancellation. That lets us know we're doing it right. And then last, a negative times a positive, negative square root 49. Cancel the opposites. Ding, ding. 2 minus 2 is 0. And now we just simplify what's left. So remember, this is 4 times, this is 2 5s, so it comes out as a single 5, minus 49 is 2 7s, so it comes out as a single 7. So look at that beauty. Love it. 20 minus 7, 13. Beautiful answers when you multiply conjugates. Okay, let's go through this one. I think we have time for this one. I don't know about the next one. I might stop the video if we're going to come out in the middle of it. So square root 3 times square root 3 from FOIL, F is square root 9. From outer, plus X rad 3. And we usually put the numbers and letters in front of the radical so it doesn't look like it's under. Because if you write X right here, sometimes people go, is that X supposed to be under or not? So usually we put it in front. So plus X radical 3. And I can't multiply the 3 and X together because the X is out and the 3 is under. Then minus X radical 3. There's our cancellation. Ding, ding, ding. We love it when that happens because we knew it was supposed to. And then from L, we get negative. So that was inner. From L, we get a negative times a positive, negative X squared. So we canceled our opposites. There's only one thing to simplify because this isn't under a radical, so it doesn't need to be simplified. So our final answer is just going to be 3 minus X squared. Beautiful. Okay, we'll pick up on G in the next video. See you then.